up. I wake up. Yeah.
I wake up, flex, thumb down now, check, no drip, just wet, tell 'em run it up, no sleep, no rest, might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch, tell 'em run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down now, check, no drip, just wet, tell 'em run it up, no sleep, no rest, might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch, tell 'em run it up. 9 out of 10 roll through my hands, I'm by my lonely. Turned to a savage, now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my homies. Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me. I'm number one up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady. The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy. Put in my hours, send the invoice and they pay me. I need 6 rings like MJ and Tom Brady.
Greetings. We are here. Ebony Sports Reporters in the house again. I'll be in the production studio of Our Black Media. And again, we got Coach Shigari Williams in the house. He is in the house. Coach Shigari Williams in the house. Coach Eric in the house. We got Coach Charles Morris in the house. Coach Julius Hall, all in the house. And this is a special night going on. And we said, all y'all share. Tony Mitchell not here, but Tony Mitchell, I'm doing this for you, Tony Mitchell. I'm going back to ABA. Charles Morris probably, he probably a little hurt by this right here. Thank Coach Charles Morris. But this ABA, Denver Nuggets right here. So we're doing this right here. And on tonight, it is special tonight. It is the NBA draft. Coach Julius Hall is upset because he got Detroit Lions stuff, but we're going to get into that right there about what's going to be happening in NFL. So it is the NBA draft. You got Victor, Brandon, Scooter, and everybody else going on. So, Coach Jari Woods, what's your thoughts on the NBA draft tonight?
I think the NBA draft is always exciting. So I like to watch the draft. There's no secret who the number one pick gonna be. And to be honest with you, he's already a professional. He's been playing in France since he was 15. So he's already a professional. Now, do I think he's going to set the NBA on fire? I don't. Maybe 4 or 5 years, maybe. But I don't think he's just going to come out the gate. I don't think he'll give the San Antonio 18 plus more wins because he on the roster. And that's exactly what LeBron James did his first year in Cleveland, is give him 18 plus wins. I don't think he'll give him 18 plus wins. So as far as Scooter is Georgia made. So he was basically a 5-star since he was a sophomore, and I think Scooter, he's 6'2" though. Him going to Portland doesn't make any sense, but I'm not the general manager, because unless you plan on trading Dame, then that means you're going to have a small backcourt. And even though the game is transitioning to small ball, I don't think that's a good place for Scooter. I think he needs to be somewhere exciting, somewhere where it's a fast-paced game. That's my opinion on that.
All right, y'all heard that. Coach Shigari put it out there. And Coach Eric, what's your thoughts with regards to NBA draft? What do you foresee happening?
Well, I want to talk about 2 twin brothers that's under the radar, but predicted to be lottery picks. The Thompson brothers. From Overtime Elite Program. This will be the first time in NBA that 2 identical twins have been drafted as lottery picks. I think these 2 brothers will come in right away and be a major contributor on some NBA team. They look like a man amongst boys out there. We all know who the first pick gonna be and where the first pick gonna go.
Mm-hmm. All right. Coach Charles Morris, what you think, what you foresee with regards to this NBA draft?
Well, my boy, I like the guy Brandon Miller, man. I like his game. He's got a NBA game, but he need to tighten up on his defense. And, he's a real good player. And he chose Alabama because his daddy was an Alabama Crimson Tide. But he also lucky to be in the draft also because the simple fact that he got in an altercation where somebody lost their life. You know what I mean? So he's got to count his blessing because he's very lucky to be even in the draft. You know what I'm saying? So I like that kid. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be all right. But just like I said, he's going to have to tighten up on his defenders because you got some big guards. He a big guard, and I think he's 6'9", if I'm not mistaken. He gonna have to, play some big guards and big people, power forward. So he's gonna have to tighten up on the defense. And Victor, he's gonna have to gain a couple of pounds, man. Just like Shagari said, I don't think he's gonna be right off a superstar, make an impact to the game. But I give him about 3 years also. You know what I'm saying? You got to get in the weight room. You know what I'm saying? But he's awesome. He could be an awesome shot blocker also. And your boy Scott, he's already NBA made, if you ask me, because he's playing in the G League. So he's already ready for the NBA. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. Coach Julius Hall, what's your thoughts?
I'm hoping that we know Victor going first. I don't think that he's going to be all that either. It remains to be seen. He doesn't have that flash. Even though he's a good player, he's more like what the boy at Denver, the big boy
Joker.
He's more like Joker to me with outside shot. Even though he's real tall and can dominate down low, I don't think that he's gonna be that like the Mike or the LeBron. I don't think he has that type of hustle in him. It didn't look to me like he had it. I could tell when a player has it and don't have it. Now I haven't seen the Thompson brother-in-law. Coach Eric, I have not seen them. I'm hoping that you're right about this here because most brothers come in the league. One is usually good, and the other one's usually on the bench. You got the Red boy, Brooke and his brother.
Lopez brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Lopez brothers.
Lopez brothers. So and you got a bunch of brothers done been in there, and one of them usually probably all right, and the other one is a bust. So I'm hoping that you're right about this, so we can get some type of excitement on those two boys.
They're gonna bring us some.
And then you got the boys in Milwaukee.
Right.
Him and his brother.
Right.
Yeah.
He's sitting on the bench. His brother playing.
Yeah.
His brother dominating. So I'm hoping that
And so now we move on, guys. At least going to acknowledge, Denver has won the championships. What are the thoughts with regard to the Denver Nuggets? Coach Eric, what's your thoughts with regard to the Denver Nuggets?
Denver Nuggets, as long as they can keep their two core players there, I look for them to contend again next year. Can't nobody seem to just match up and stop this Joker, man.
Okay.
It wouldn't surprise me if they right back there again next year, man.
All right. And Coach Charles Morris, what do you foresee for Denver next year?
Well, I hope they don't be there, but I'm gonna be straight up though. They got an awesome team, man. And the Joker, just like he said, he's unstoppable, man. They're gonna have to find somebody to stop him, man, unless they're gonna repeat. You know what I'm saying? My Lakers, they're gonna have to tighten up. They're gonna have to Anthony Davis, he's gonna have to put his big boy drawers on to become a man in this NBA. You know what I mean? Stop all this whining and being in the wheelchair and all this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, but Joker, man, he's an elite player. You know what I mean? And just like I said, they're gonna have to find somebody to stop him. I look at Denver to be there again.
Okay. And Coach Julius Hall.
Man, that was just a fluke. Them boys gonna come up with some kind of scheme to stop Joker next year. Joker be walking. Joker be filing. Joker be doing everything. I guess they just had to have a white star or something. I don't know. Joker just, I don't even know how they let him get away with the stuff he get away. He filed people. They don't even call it. I ain't hating on Joker. I ain't hating on your team, Tony. Your team just getting a pass by the NBA refs. But we'll see what they do next year because you got a lot of exciting teams that we saw. Sacramento, you saw New York Knicks, you saw teams that are playing with those no-name players in Miami. They have Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler is showing these boys what to do, just like Green over in Denver. So it's gonna be exciting to look at over the next couple of years. They're bringing some thrill to the NBA.
All right. And Coach Shagari, what's your thoughts with regards to Denver and next year?
Well, there's no secret what I think about the Denver Nuggets. I think Jamal Murray is the Denver Nuggets. I think the Joker is still overrated. I think the Joker, any normal NBA team, Joker would just be an average player. But because he's not an average player, he gets all the publicity, he gets all the calls. And it seems to me that they really want the Joker to be the face of the NBA. Now, I don't have a crystal ball, but the Joker is, to me, an average player. He's a big man that can shoot a jump shot. They played against Miami with the Butler not 100%. And Adebayo was too small. When the Joker last matchup against Embiid gave him the business. So when he go against a player his size, his caliber, and that he can't push around, he struggles with that. So I don't see the Denver Nuggets repeating as NBA champs. I think a second round exit for them next year.
All right. And for some people like Denver, because Jamal had been out for a while and they were not able to get over that hump. But you see when Jamal Murray now comes back, when he returns, they're not able to get over that hump. So that's Coach Shigari Williams. So we're going to jump to something that you talk about the face of the NBA, Coach Shigari, but we're going to move to this right here. There's someone else who wants to be the face of the NBA, and that is Ja Morant. Ja Morant. And so some things happen. We have to go publicly acknowledge. So we're going to throw it out to him first. What was said with regards to the suspension of Ja? Was it going to be for the entire year? Was it going to be, 3 months? What was going to happen with regards to that? What was going on, Coach Julius Hall? And what did you say, Coach Julius Hall, Ja Morant? And so we have to publicly acknowledge Coach Julius Hall and his commentary on Ebony Sports Reports.
Oh, y'all don't have to clap. Y'all don't have to clap. I predicted the number on the dot. I tried to tell y'all this boy is the face of the NBA. He is the NBA. His talents are too good for the NBA to put on hold. This boy flies through the air more easily than Michael Jordan did. Y'all watch this guy? When I first saw him, I heard everybody talk about him. I first saw him when Bernard Brown had him at camp in Atlanta. Him and Zion. But and then when he got to the NBA, I said, man, this boy is special. That was the first time I saw him. And I said, wait a minute, I got to watch this boy next year. That was last year, the year before last. Now, this year came up. I said, he just amazed me even more. All he needs is a couple of players around him, and he's going to be unstoppable. He's the joker of that team, of Memphis. He can take Memphis someplace if he can get his head right. This boy is bad, but I told y'all it would not be more than 25 games that they suspend this boy. Not afford to let their marquee player sit out. The NBA is about making money. You cannot let a player of that caliber with that athleticism sit out. People are going to pay to come see him. NBA, the channels are going to, all the TV stations are going to have their numbers up because Ja Morant. That's like saying Kobe and Jordan playing. In the next 5 years, if he stay out of trouble, this is who you're going to be seeing all over TV. I told them that when I first saw him 2 years ago. I said, man, this boy here for to be the thing. I said, that's the guy right there. Watch now.
Okay, Coach Julius Hall put it out there. Coach Charles Morris, you have a son that's now a professional athlete. And so you have this professional athlete who some people say would be the face of the NBA, but he's playing with a toy gun, a lighter gun, and his suspension comes into play tied to some of this all the drama with the video recording him playing with a gun. So what's regards to Ja Morant and his suspension, Coach Charles Morris?
I mean, I agree with the suspension, and just like Julius said, he is the face of the Memphis Grizzlies. You know what I mean? And he sells tickets, so they don't want him. They don't want to lose that money. It's all about the money. But I seen him on the Jalen Rose show, and he was making excuses why he had the gun. He was stressed, and he was relieving stress, and it wasn't his gun. But you know what I mean? He got kids that's watching him. You cannot do this and be the face of the NBA. You know what I'm saying? I hope he take this, you know what I'm saying, and don't take it for granted, man, because he can be the face of the NBA. Just like Julius said, the guy can fly. He can fly through the air. People want to pay to see that. And Memphis, they turn it out to be a winning team. You know what I mean? They ain't gonna win it probably in about 3 or 4 years, but John Morant, he can be the face of the NBA. He just have to get his priorities straight.
Okay, all right. And Coach Eric, what's your thoughts with regard to John, his suspension, and how he need to be navigating right now? What should be occurring for him right now with the suspension?
Well, I was one that came on Ebony Sports and said it was going to be for a year. Coach Hall said the exact number, 25 games. I had the opportunity on yesterday to meet a young lady who actually son received a John Morant scholarship. I talked with Coach Hall about it earlier today. We may want to get him on the show to see how was he able to get this scholarship. He was valedictorian of his class here at Reebok High. He goes to FSU, but he's there on a John Morant scholarship. So within 24 hours, just by hearing that and learning that from her, I have a whole different outlook on the young man now. Okay. And this is a little local kid right here from Jacksonville that was a recipient of this scholarship. We'll get him on and learn more about how he became about getting this scholarship, but it was the John Morant scholarship. But I hope he takes that as a learning experience, because I understand now he's headed to be the face of the NBA. But at the same token, they're not going to tolerate that negative image. You got kids in the park hooping, I want to be like John Morant. So we just hope that the young man have learned from this and move forward in a positive way.
All right. And Coach Shigari.
Well, the John Morant saga. We don't know what was discussed behind the doors when he had to go see the commissioner. We don't know what terms was discussed or what because of the nightclub incident. Now, the incident of him riding in the car and his friend shooting the Facebook Live, I believe he said it wasn't even a real gun. So now, is it because he's going to be the face of the NBA, or is it because of the face he's going to be in the NBA for? Because if you look at it, I don't think he should have got suspended that many games because he had a toy gun, holding it by the butt of the gun and waving it like he holding a piece of cheese. My thing is what was discussed at the first meeting with the commissioner. And yeah, they say he beat up a kid. His mama took him to a store and he threatened some security guards or something. And then they said that after they played, I believe, Sacramento, some of his crew was shooting red beams or green beams at Sacramento team and all that. Now, I don't know if they investigate that and find all that out to be true, but is he being punished for past practices or for what they think he might have done? Being the face of the NBA is a big thing. So you don't only just have black kids looking up, brown kids looking up to John Morant. You also have the Caucasian kids looking up to John Morant. So do Mr. Bob want his son to idolize John Morant because John Morant playing with guns? Well, we have senators who think that a Second Amendment being took, and they so big on guns. So is it because of who hand the gun is in and not just what he do? Is that the question? We won't never know. At least we won't know now. So I'm kind of in between on his suspension and what they're saying, because I want to know exactly what was discussed in the first meeting and what he was supposed to stay away from and what he was not supposed to stay with. Because he had the right to bear arms. He had the right to bear arms. So I don't hear none of the Second Amendment crazies defending him. And also, I believe he had a Nike shoe. Nike didn't stop bringing out his shoe. Nike didn't cut ties with him, but they cut ties with Kyrie. So it is about money, but it depends on what it is. So my thing is, I believe that if he was just black and brown kids, superstar, I don't think he would have got suspended at all. And that's just my opinion. But since he's the NBA and the NBA had a lot of Caucasians that buy tickets. You know, they got businesses that buy boots. So they're just trying to they're trying to reel him in. But how much he gonna be reeling? I don't know if T. Moran, his daddy, can talk to him. I don't know. He a grown man now. So I don't blame his dad, T. Morant, for his actions. You have to blame him for his actions. But I'm still wondering why he got 25 game suspension, because he didn't point the gun at nobody. And if the gun wasn't real as he said, then is it because now he's picking at the commissioner by waving the gun? That's not real. Is that what it is? You spit on the powers that be. So I disagree with it.
All right.
I believe that him now with his new teammate Marcus Smart may help change the atmosphere in the locker room, but he's still gonna do what he want to do, regardless of how many veterans you bring in that locker room. He's still gonna do what he want to do because he is the Memphis Grizzlies, and that's my take on John Moran soccer.
And so it's an excellent analysis that was thrown out here on Ebony Sports Reports by Coach Shigari Williams, that he threw it out there. People talk about the Second Amendment, they talk about all that, but then you basically saw her silence when it came down to that. That's a great analysis with regards to that, Coach Shigari Williams. Now, also what happened, Coach Julius Hall, Coach Charles Morris also talked about that with regards to, and I should say this, and that with regards to Coach Eric, when he said that there's a John Morant scholarship that someone got. And so we definitely want to get that person on. So that's excellent information, Coach Eric. That, again, we're going to go, and that's showing another side to it also. So, but then Coach Charles Morris and Coach Julius Hall said that good John Morant is treated a little differently because he is going to, people want him to be the face. But if he was a journeyman player like Coach Bernard Brown that had been with 15 teams and 20 years in the NBA, then guess what? He would have probably been suspended for a year, Coach Eric, he would have been suspended for a year if he was a journeyman player like Coach Bernard Brown. Coach Bernard Brown. Oh, you hear Coach Bernard Brown? Oh, Coach Bernard Brown. What's your thoughts on the John Morant suspension? Oh, I didn't know that you were here, Coach Bernard Brown. Our brother now, every sports reporter, we said all y'all share.
Hey, hello, young man. Man,
Hey.
I just got through crying. Man, I see my boy Scooter Henderson and his family, number 3 pick in the NBA, man. That's why I was waiting, man, to come on. It's Marietta, Georgia. Congratulations. I had to get myself together, man. I've been crying all day because this little young fella, you know, and his family, he's the youngest out of all of them, and he made it. So congratulations on them. Job well done, man. Hey, these little young fellas, man, I'm telling you, if you get what, you know, family's everything. You know what I'm saying? I seen these young kids, John and all of them, grow up, and I'm be honest with y'all. I hear everything y'all said about John, but I'm disappointed in him. I'm disappointed in his daddy. Most important, disappointed in his daddy, because at the end of the day, we already know that, you know, we got everybody coming after us. At the end of the day, we black. You know, we gonna die black. We born black. At the end of the day, this young fella, with the wrong group, and he needed to get it together. And y'all say, you know, he was surprised he got 25 games and should have got less. Me personally, I'm be honest with y'all, they should have suspended him the whole year, because you got to send out a message to them, like, hey, you know, this, you know, you went from, you know, not having money, now you got money, and you acting a fool like that. And whether it's a fake gun or whatever, man, you just don't represent your family and yourself like that. You know, you wasn't bringed up like that. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, the commissioner was being light on him, and y'all say he's not the face of the NBA. The NBA is gonna be gone with him or without him. You got all these guys just got drafted 1 to 5. They're gonna carry on the next 10, 20 years. The NBA, trust me, he was light on him, and maybe he can get himself together. He can get you know, people around him better than what he got around him. And his daddy need to stop being usher and stop being his friend and be a father. Okay? Be a father. And this personally, that's why I'm saying it the way I'm saying it, is personally. So, like I say, you know, he got a slap. Trust me on that. And Nike didn't get Nike wasn't even gonna get rid of him. He making Nike money. All us on this panel right now know black people bring money. Black people bring money. And if you're an athlete and the way he bringing money, must-see TV, packing all that, Nike ain't going nowhere. Look at Michael Jordan. He's still making money for Nike. LeBron, all of them. But at the end of the day, I think personally he should have got a year. That would have stung. It would have stung his pocket. It would have stung him. And he would have realized, hey, I made a mistake. Ever since he's been there, mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake. You know, get it together, young fella, or you gonna be sitting here on the Ebony Sports Reporter with us.
Hey, Coach Brown, how you doing, man?
All right, I'm doing fine. How about you, bro?
All right, Shagari Williamson. Listen, I hear what you're saying about he was disappointed. How old is Ja Morant?
I think he probably about what, 23 now, I believe.
23. So it's a possibility that T Morant might be 42 or 43, correct?
Who that? T Morant?
Yes, dad. How old is his dad?
Probably about 40 something, I believe. Yeah.
So listen. So let's say, for instance, T Morant, 42 years old, right? 20 something years older than his son. Heck, I got a daughter that's 42 years old. So the way you would parent and the way I would parent, he wouldn't parent the same way. And who's to say that he didn't parent him, but he just decided to do his own thing? You know, they do have a mind of their own. And sometimes they stray away from what they were taught. Because some of his skills, some of his athleticism is because of his daddy training. So I don't think that him trying to be friends with his daddy or his daddy is slacking. This has to be all on Ja Morant and decisions he makes. Who's to know in the back door whether his daddy is saying something to him or not? So I mean, that's just my opinion, because kids stray away.
Yeah.
You know, you can raise them up, you can give them this, you can teach them that, you can tell them the stove hot. Some of them just got to touch it to see if it's hot.
Yeah. Well, I agree with what you said and I understand, but like I said, this personal, because I know them personally,
Right.
And I know inside and out with them, and I'm not blaming everything on his father, and I'm not blaming everything on him, but sometimes you got to look at leadership. You got to look at leadership. You got to look like, hey, I'm not going, if my son is embarrassing me, and whether my son or daughter, I got a daughter 26 years old, trust me, they're going to have to hear it from me, period. At the end of the day, I'm not blaming everything on his daddy, and I'm blaming, everything he do is on him because he old enough to know right from wrong.
Correct.
But you got to, sometimes you making all that money, you got to get that buddy in the room, close that door, and do what you need to do to make sure he's straightened up. Period. Absolutely. Period. I mean, period. That's just from 26 years of coaching and dealing with this. You got to put your foot down. You can't right now. You can't be their friend, man. You got to make sure that you know, everything is straight, financially, mentally, and physically. And right now, this young man needs mentally help more than physically help. Period. And I agree with you. Totally agree with what you say, but that's just my opinion and what I said. And the same thing I'm telling y'all, I told his daddy about 2 months ago. This guy, trust me, they found this guy in a gym in the back where all the top 100 players playing in one gym, and he was in another gym, and they found him. Okay, so they ain't up a guard. They ain't up a guard right there. Because if they didn't find him, you wouldn't even hear about him.
Well, let me ask you this. Let me say this. That 25-game suspension, right? I know you say it should be a year or longer. Do You know how much of did that hit his pocket? How bad that hit his pocket?
Oh yeah. The 25 games didn't hit his pocket. When he got in trouble and showing the gun the first time and second, that hit his pocket. He lost probably about $30 million. He done lost $39 million already because number one, he didn't make the All NBA team, and there's a couple stuff in his contract.
Right.
That 25 games there, that $39 million he done lost and counting.
So what we're gonna do, cause we got some other topics we want to get in this topic right here. And Coach Shigari, you the one I'm coming to on this topic right here. You the one we gonna bump it on up. We're gonna bump it on up. So we got some other topics. We ain't gonna be tonight. So, but this right here, and I gotta put it on out there because we acknowledge Julius Hall with regard to what he said and what happened over a month ago. Coach Shigari Williams had said something about the NBA, and so I'm going to. Kendrick Perkins was looking at Ebony Sports Reporters, and he saw a rerun of Ebony Sports Reporters, and he heard Coach Shigari Williams. So Kendrick Perkins then went and said, Americans better get their act together. And he said that the NBA is now going to belong to an international game, an international place. Coach Shigari Williams, bam, what's going on with that? Because you had talked about this over a month.
The game has been transitioned. You know, I was thinking about that today. You know, when they are every year they tweak the rules because somebody player is more comfortable with the rules. They first started with changing the rules. They took away hand checking. All right, so now we went from taking away hand checking to when you pass the ball in the post, you got 5 seconds to make a move. Now we at the game has evolved into a jump shot shooting league, which is European. The number one pick tonight, Victor, is 19 years old, already played 4 years professionally, but in the NBA, he would be a rookie. In America, you have to have 1 year college now to go into the NBA. My thing is, the system is not set up for us to profit from it. And what I mean by us, I mean Black and brown players. It's not set up for them to profit because they keep moving the line. But I believe that they do need to get their stuff together to protect what's there. After a while, the NBA would be like Major League Baseball. But the number one pick this year is from France. The world champion, the MVP of the world, the NBA World Championship from Serbia. 2-time league MVP. And some felt like he should have been 3 times MVP. So now the game that we grew up on, Coach, the game that you taught, I'm pretty sure you taught your players inside out, not outside in. So now players there, everybody run to the 3-point line. So it's more of a European game than it is the American game that we grew up on. And I know everything evolves and changes for the better, but I don't think basketball is supposed to be a percentage game. You know, coaches will always want you to shoot the higher percentage shot. Victor Wananobi, is his name, whatever his name, he's only shooting 27% from the 3-point line the 2 years he played over there in France. So I think that we have to just do more, and the players have to be more sound, and there have to be more unity. I just think that it's more unity, and if we don't watch out, it's going to be a European league. You may not see it, I may not see it, but it's going to be a European league. In baseball, you don't have to be 19 to get drafted to one of the professional farm teams. And that's where I let it go. Pay attention.
Okay. All right. And Coach Eric, what's your thoughts with regard to Kendrick Perkins now saying that, hey, this league we're looking at right now, this league is a European league or about to become an international league. International players about to dominate and take it over. What's your thoughts on that, Coach?
I can understand why they say that, but I don't see the NBA getting like the MLB. We have too many athletic brothers here in the United States. And they're going to keep just enough of them in there to keep this from going totally to be a European league like MLB is. So that's my thought on that.
Okay. All right. Coach Bernard Brown, what's your thoughts with regards to, again, Kendrick Perkins saying, hey, listen, international players about to now dominate the NBA, and Americans need to get it together.
Man, Kendrick Perkins don't even know how to spell European, so I'm not even gonna pay no attention to what he got to say, man. You know, he got man. You know, he's out
Oh
there.
my God. Oh my God.
You don't even know how to spell European, man. Let me break it down to you. Look here, man. The NBA is not gonna turn to no European league. Trust me, it's too many brothers out there that's playing and that's coming up, and their motivation is get there to the NBA. It's only 352 players in the NBA, and these brothers, trust me, that ain't gonna happen. Yeah, they go out there and they play pro ball or whatever like that, and the #1 draft pick, they boosting them up. Let me tell you something. This guy probably won't be he won't be in the top 10 NBA players of all time or the top 5. Yeah, he got skills, but I ain't never seen no European. If you look at the history of the NBA, how many European done got records? How many European in the Hall of Fame? How many? It ain't gonna happen. It won't happen because we motivated to get there, us as black people. It's still gonna be a black league. They're still gonna make that money. Trust me, for everybody. Ain't no European gonna make as much as money as LeBron and everybody and these endorsement people make. Is Nike? You think Nike gonna put a European player on some shoes and they gonna make? No, we don't even know them. So why I'm gonna buy some shoes for them and I don't even know who he is? I can't.
Good point.
Not only Kendrick Perkins can't spell his name, I can't spell his name either. So I know I ain't gonna buy no.
Good point, Bernard.
Come on now, man, that ain't gonna happen. And let me tell you, the commissioner of the NBA is LeBron James. If whatever LeBron James say, go. If LeBron James tell everybody, hey, let's strike and let's sit out, they gonna do it. I'm telling you, yeah, the commissioner's there, but believe me, LeBron, I got to get his boys prop. He running the NBA, and there ain't gonna be no European coming here to try to take over. So that ain't gonna never happen. So Perkins, get your dictionary and learn how to spell it.
All right, Coach Julius Hall, what's your thoughts with regards to Perk saying? And again, we'll say this, Perk, I got mad respect for you. The opinion Coach Bernard Brown is merely the opinion Coach Bernard Brown, not the opinion of Ebony Sports Reporters. And we support you, Perk. We down with you, Perk. You're a world champion. So then, Coach Julius Hall, what's your thoughts with regards to what Perk is saying?
Well, I have to agree with Bernard on the endorsement side for the face of the NBA, because if you notice that we've gotten away from baseball, and it's two sports that we dominate, and that's football and basketball. There's nothing anybody in the world will be able to do with that. Yes, the league is turning to these European players some, but I don't think that it will be a big issue. They are coming in, players like Joker and a few others, but I don't think that it will be a major issue. Bernard was absolutely correct. Those players or those people are not going to go out and buy the Joker. They're not. As big as he is right now, who the hell going to buy the Joker shoes? Nobody. So, but they're going to buy Ja Morant shoes.
Mm-hmm.
You see, it's a big difference. That's my thoughts on it.
All right. And Coach Charles Morris, international players going to dominate the NBA. What you foresee for the future?
I don't think they're going to dominate. Just like Brother Brown them say, man, I think it's going to always be a brother, dominating the game. But the thing, like Shagari said, they done went from the game. We used to start in and then go out. Every big man you see coming in the NBA now, European, they want to go outside the line. I'm used to Charles Oakley, Moses Malone, Shaq type stuff, you know what I'm saying? These boys that get in the paint and beat and they earn their money, you know what I mean? You don't have these guys to come in the paint no more. They're scared to come down there because they don't want to get scratched, they don't want to get touched, they don't want to get fouled. They just want to be behind the 3-point line. So I think, you know what I'm saying, with these young kids coming in the league, you know what I'm saying, it's still gonna be the black guys still taking over the leagues. It's no Europeans. I don't look for it, but they got to go back to the basics to the game, man. Nobody wants to go in there and get fouled and get blood on them, man, their shirts no more. No more big mans, man. All the big mans gone. All the Moses Malones, the Kendrick Perkins, he's one, you know what I'm saying? And Kendrick Perkins, I ain't gonna talk about you either. He's a big man. He get in that bag. You know what I'm saying? That's Brother Brown. I'm a Wolverine with you, but I'm not gonna talk about the brother too.
All right.
And half of these foreign players' name I can't even pronounce either, bro.
There you go.
Okay. So now we move on because this is the NBA night right here with regards to Ebony Sports Report. We said everyone share. And Coach Julius Hall, we have a commercial.
Yes, we do. And y'all just hold on 1 second. We'll get to it. I didn't know that you were that you were ready for the commercial, but yes,
I thought when you are ready, you ain't never got to get ready. That's what we're talking about. You ain't got to get ready when you already are ready.
And we'll
that's
be
just
ready.
like warriors, just like a warrior, just like a warrior.
We are back, Ebony Sports Reporters. We said everyone share. And so again, NBA night going on tonight. And we're going to move on to this. We're going to move to Coach Julius Hall also has another team that he supports. He likes the Valley of the Sun. He likes the Phoenix Suns. And we now got to go to the Phoenix Suns. And Coach Charles Morris, some things happening. Bradley Beal out from the DMV, going out there to the Valley of the Sun, the Phoenix. What's your thoughts with regards to this shakeup that's happening right now with Bradley Beal going out the Phoenix side? Are they working on out?
All right. If I may, man, if for a minute, can I give a condolence to my boy, man? We lost an icon, man, at Tonkin High School, man. My boy, Michael Fields, man. I want to give him a shout out, my boy, Blue, man. We lost a real icon, man, at Tonkin High School. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to his family.
Right.
Bradley Beals, man. I think he's a good fit for them. Because if you look at it this year, out of 50 games, he averaged 23.2 points a game, 50% from the field, and 3.9 rebounds and 5 assists. That gives him Phoenix another score. You know what I mean? With him and Durant and that guy Devin Booker, man. I really like him going there because just like I said, he's a scorer and he also played defense. He locked down his man, whoever he playing against. You know, he might score 23, but his man is not going to score more than him. So I think it's a good fit for Phoenix.
Coach Julius Hall, how you think your son's going to be, Coach Julius Hall?
Well, I just like the Suns because Durant and Chris Paul was there. I'm a halfway like them now since I like Durant and I like Booker. And with Beal going there makes Booker can play a little bit more offense and not have to worry about things. I think that they'll open up. I don't think that they're that team yet unless they get somebody great in this draft. I don't know whether they'll be able to do that or not. But you still gonna have to deal with my real team, Jamal. My real team. the Golden State Warriors. So they still got to worry about them. Yeah, you got to worry about them. So no, I don't think Phoenix did anything great with that trade.
All right, Coach Shigari, what's your thoughts with regards to Bradley Beal not in the Valley of the Sun, the land of the sun?
Well, what's the last season that Bradley Beal played the whole season? What he was averaging the last few seasons? About 50 games?
Just 50 games, yeah, 50 games.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, you got Kevin Durant, and then you got Book. You got Aiden, and you got whoever they plug in that fifth spot. Who gonna play defense on that team? So are they gonna be the modern day Denver Nuggets with Fat Sleever, and they're gonna outscore everybody? Is that what's gonna happen? I don't see them winning nothing. I don't see Kevin Durant winning nothing because Kevin Durant can't. If you feel you one of the best top players in the NBA, Kevin Durant should have had his team. See who want to come play with Kevin Durant, not be someone that they can call you and plug you in. You just going everywhere and plugging in. How about you get somewhere, put your feet down, and see who want to come play with Kevin Durant? You had something good going at OKC.
Yep.
You, Westbrook, and James Harden were young
Oh,
men.
Chicago, can you wait? That's the next topic we're gonna be dealing with. Can you just slow it on down? These people out here, they can influence you. Can we just wait? We're gonna get to you're gonna be able to get all that out. Oh my God.
Hey, brother, listen, man.
They Coach E, you got the floor now, Coach E. Oh my God.
I got the floor now.
Okay, Mr. Lake has said, Coach Jamal, you need to shut him down right now. I didn't say it. Again, it came from BMO.
I understand. Well, I think the Phoenix Suns not going to win anything. I think they may be a little competitive in the West, but I don't think they're going to go anywhere.
All right.
And that's his thoughts.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, man.
Just put me on a timer.
Yeah, we gonna have that.
You must not control
Hey.
your we had already bumped up a topic for you, but then you just want to get to other topics. But
Hey.
Hey, I was already saying. I say Moon. I say Coach Shigari he's thorough. He does his research and he has it down. But boy, he's long-winded.
Hey, we're doing the interview.
Hey, Shigari, tell them they come from that pure and heart over there at Groves High.
That's all it is, man. Shout
I
out
thought
to
he
Coach
wouldn't
Roberts,
take
man. That's where it comes from.
I'm just saying it's topics. So we ain't got to blend all the topics in one time. But go ahead. So I'm just saying. So Coach E, you got the floor.
I'm a different with Coach Shigari and Coach Hall. Of a healthy Bradley Beal, I see Phoenix being a contender. I think this is what they need. Chris Paul was just old age just caught up with him. He was great, in his early years, but it's just the game that really passed him by. He's just not the Chris Paul that we're accustomed to seeing. I think Bradley Beal going to be a great fit for him. And I like him to be a contender with him now. With Durant and Booker, like you say, this is not an inside-out lead no more. It's the scores lead.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And we go. Coach Bernard Brown.
Hey, only thing Brad Beal gonna do is play golf with Charles Barkley out there in Phoenix. That's it, man. Hey, only thing they did was they got rid of an older Chris Paul and brought in Beals, basically almost older than him or whatever, younger. You didn't pick up nothing. And when they got rid of Marty, it was personal. It was personal. It ain't had nothing to do with his wins or loss. It was personal. There were two big boys. That big dude I forgot his name, the center. He wanted him out. The other guy, Kraut, He wanted out. They couldn't get along. So, and like Coach Williams said, look, Durant probably gonna have to buy him a ring because he ain't gonna never win no ring no more. Phoenix ain't gonna win nothing at the end of the day. The West is too heavy. And I hear what y'all say about it's an outside, inside. I hear that, but at the end of the day, when the fourth quarter come and it's defense time and it's time to play some ball, that's when you win championships. You know, yeah, they can get all those shots and stuff and all that, but at the end of the day, that's what Phoenix did. They shot themselves out. They shot themselves out. And one thing about Bill, he gonna need the ball. He need the ball. Durant need the ball. The other point guard need the ball. Then he gonna take shots from them. So they might well go back to the drawing board and come up with something else with that, because they need to send him back to Washington, because he ain't, trust me, he ain't gonna help them in the man. Matter of fact, Jamal, you probably go help him.
I am in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, okay.
I am in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
They got two more brothers in the NBA now, the Hendricks boys.
And so
we'll
move on to this right here. And now it comes down to Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant's best super team, because Kevin Durant has been a part of some major super teams. So what has been the best Kevin Durant super team? Has it been OKC, G-Dub, Brooklyn, or as some are saying, it would be the Suns? So Coach Bernard Brown, what's your thought? What has been the best super team of Kevin Durant? OKC, G-Dub, all going on to Brooklyn, all going on to, again, and we're not talking about that's with victories, but what has been the best one, and all going now possible with regards to Phoenix and Bradley and also Devin and him. Coach Bernard Brown.
Well, he won championship at Golden State, so that's the number one super team. All the other super team, they're just super. You know, they ain't brought nothing to the table. They ain't brought no championship or nothing. Durant, you know what? To be honest, y'all, to be really honest, Durant, I never thought that his career would be like it is. If you're a superstar, you don't go switch so many teams like that. You know what I'm saying? He moving around too much. Them been traded two times, something like that. He need to get his game together at the end of the day. That's my opinion. Only team he had a super team was when he won a championship with Golden State. The rest of them is wishing. They're wishing to win a championship. And
okay. All right. And go to Coach Julius Hall. What has been the best super team for Kevin Durant?
Bernard was dead right with Golden State being the super team, because they are a super team. If you go there, you playing with Steph and Thompson, you are on a super team if you're lucky enough to play with these guys. Draymond Green is the old Dennis Rodman. So they got everything that's needed that to put the ingredients in to make a super team. So that's the team they had. Now, I would have to disagree to some degree about Brooklyn. I think in Brooklyn, he had the team to win it all, couldn't put it together. Brooklyn, what with that nucleus they had there, but they had what that sorry boy name is who always hurt?
Irvin.
No, not Carrie.
Oh, you talking about
the superstar?
What, the boy number 25?
Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons.
We don't even know it. We can't even remember his
Ben
name.
Simmons. Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons.
You know, if he will live up to his all the hype with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, what the hell? Who could stop that? Ben Simmons is a bust. That's just like they call who else they call Davis in LA. What they call it? Three-piece.
Three-piece
suits. Three-piece suits or something. Because
three-piece suit. That was the guy I called a three-piece suit. He always in a three-piece suit.
Yeah, he never in uniform. Stay hurt.
All right. Coach Charles Morris, what's your thoughts with regards to what has been the best super team for Kevin Durant. And so also now remember James Harden also is in Brooklyn too. So just throw that out there.
Right. Yeah, I think Golden State was the super team, but just like Shigari said, Kevin Durant should have just put his foot down, put a stamp, and made everybody play with him. The best fit he had was in OKC. With Serge Ibaka and all them boys, man, he had a team that he could have really made that team, extra management to keep this team together. They could have made some noise in the NBA. I ain't gonna say they would have been a championship team, but they would have got to the finals, longer in the final. But that OKC team, I had liked that team with him. He should have made that team his home and and get the management to put, players around him.
Okay. All right. Coach Shigari.
Kevin Durant. That OKC team wasn't a super team. Any team with James Harden on is not going to be a super team, first of all, because James Harden is the best regular season player in NBA history. When you get to the playoff, there's no James Harden. So James Harden is not part of a super team. Now, what Kevin Durant should do is take the veteran minimum because he got a whole bunch of money and go play with LeBron out in LA, and maybe he might could get him a championship. And then that would be the best super team. But I think with him in Brooklyn with Kyrie, I think they would have had something special if they could have played the games they needed to play. I actually think they could have won it all. But I think the time on Kevin Durant is running out.
Mm-hmm.
The same glass is running out on Kevin Durant. So my advice to Kevin Durant is take the league minimum, go to LA, and play with the King.
All right. All right.
That's his opinion.
Yeah.
That's right.
And I was going to say that Coach Shigari is really opinion of Coach Shigari.
Well, Charles, you learned it.
Support you, Kevin. We down. Not the opinion of Our Black Media and Ebony Sports Reporter. So I include Our Black Media in it also. So again, because we don't need no tweets coming from Kevin Durant right now. We love you, Kevin Durant.
Crybaby.
Oh, yeah. Jesus. Mute him. Oh my God. The Kevin Durant, as again, we don't need no tweets coming from you about Ebony Sports Reporters. Please, for the love of God, we love you. Coach E.
Kevin Durant's super team, I would say, was the Brooklyn Nets. It just didn't work out. But I do believe, I know Coach Bernard not going to agree with this, and Coach Williams, he finna build another super team in Phoenix and make this last push. I really like this Phoenix team. Now, it depends on if Beal stay healthy now.
Okay.
That's going to be the key. Now, if Beal don't give them number 50 games, they're going to fall short. If we can get a whole season out of Beal, remember I said it on Ebony Sports now.
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Let's give it to Charles.
All right. You heard it. You heard it. And so now we move on to someone else. Someone else people been having feelings for. People got Dame Lillard out there in Portland. So the deal is, will Dame go to Miami or should he go to some other place? So Coach E, what's your thoughts on that? Should he be going to Miami and being in Miami, or should he go to some other place?
You know, I would love to see him in Miami.
That's what we
Him and Jimmy Butler. Right. That tandem backcoat, they'll be the best backcoat in the NBA. They'll surpass the Splash Brothers out there in Golden State.
Yeah. Mm.
Yes.
That's deep. That's deep. That's deep.
Miami had some no-name players that stepped up, but when we got in the playoffs, it was just too much on a banged-up Jimmy Butler. I'm not making an excuse now. Denver was going to win the series now. But they need that offense to accommodate Jimmy Butler. And Damian Lillard, I feel, will give him that in that backcoat.
Okay. All right. Coach Charles Morris, where do you think Dame should go? Should Dame go to Miami or should he go to some other place? There should be some other destination for Dame Lillard.
I would love him in LA, but just like Coach E say, man, I think he'd be a good fit for Jimmy Butler. You know what I mean? Another scorer. Take some of the pressure off of Jimmy Butler, you know? Because that's like you say, they got in the playoff and he just couldn't take all that going on because they was just crowding him and make sure he couldn't score. And nobody would step up. I think the other guy, Harrell or whatever his name, was hurt during the playoff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he was hurt. So that was another score that was hurt, you know what I'm saying? But he do need another score like that. And I think Damian would be a good fit for Miami.
All right. Coach Bernard Brown, what's your thoughts? Where should be a destination for Dame Lillard?
I think I agree with everybody. I think Dame, he'll be a good fit with Jimmy Butler and Zion Williams. So that's what's about to happen. Zion gonna be in Miami when they trade him. They package it up, but they're gonna have to give up somebody. They, you know, the way they looking, they're gonna have to give up somebody. And if I was them, I have Damian go to Miami, pack up the deal, and send him to New Orleans and bring somebody else back, because you don't just give up a big man like Zion, and Pat gonna get him right. So you ain't gonna give up that. So if that do happen, I guarantee it'll be a 3-part trade for Damian to go in New Orleans and Zion to come to Miami. But you don't want to take the ball out of Jimmy's hand. I mean, you taking some points. Jimmy can play, but I wouldn't want to take some points out of Jimmy's hand at the end of the day. They come on, that was the AC. You know what? They had to go all the way to the mountaintop to get there. They were just tired. You know.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Right.
That's my opinion.
and that's an excellent point that I think people don't look at the fact they were 8th seed, that they had to go through more than everyone else. And so, yeah, you get to a certain point that, again, your body may want to do it, but you can't do it. That's an excellent point. And so, Coach Shigari, what should be the next destination for Dame Lillard?
And shout out to Dame Lillard, man. The last of the real trying to stay with your team, stay with the city, and help them win something. I think Dame is cheating himself. Dame, you done got all the money you can get and then some. It won't be no shame, won't be no slack on you. Ask for a trade, even if you gotta take the veteran minimum, pack up and go to LA and play with the King. Good. As far as you going down to Miami, Miami gonna have to get a big man. If Miami don't get a big man,
I said
they beat up with a team like the Joker again, they can't win because they're too small. Jimmy is a closer. Jimmy don't carry you the whole game. Jimmy wants y'all to stay close and Jimmy take you home. So Jimmy needs somebody to help the team stay close. So what Pat can do is go in the lab and bring some players. It don't have to be Dame, but bring some players. I think Dame should go to LA. Big market. I think Dame should go to I'll trade Dame to Dallas for Luka and send Luka to Portland and put Dame in Dallas. Okay. But I just think Dame need to leave Portland. Portland is in a rebuilding phase. Clyde Drexler ain't coming through the door.
Sam Bowie.
All right.
That's right. Arsenal, right. Sam Bowie definitely ain't coming through the door.
No, that's right.
Check this out. The Thompson boys got drafted 4 and 5.
Yeah, I put that up there earlier.
Yeah,
I missed it there.
And then
I got my glasses on. Like
you got
the right. Ebony Sports Sports, you put it up there.
There you go.
Hey. I didn't see that, Drew. I got my glasses on.
Man, you want everybody to go to? Why you want everybody to go to LA to play with the King? The King in the kingdom, where he the queen.
I just
we got to get Coach Julius Hall in. Coach Julius Hall got to get in. We got 13 more minutes. We're gonna get through some of the others. Coach Julius Hall, go ahead, get your thoughts out where Dame should be rolling to.
Okay, I'm gonna give y'all that, but technically you got 20 minutes if you want, because we started late.
All right.
That's if you can finish if everybody's available.
Okay.
But I'm gonna give y'all a great scenario, and y'all were right. Pat needs to go into the locker room, into the situation room, and get things right. Now, just take this for instance: build a super team, like you say. Jimmy Butler, Trae Young, send him on over there. Zion, send him on over there. Dame, send him on over there, and then bring Chris Paul for that mentorship, so he can be that relief man. I'm telling you, all they need is one more player after that. They can really do something down there in Miami if they get that right down there. They got those young players that Jimmy Butler is grooming to want to have that heart. See, you can beat anybody if you got that. You can beat anybody. What it is, brother? Height versus talent. Sometimes height and emotions beat talent, but you got to believe that you can beat them.
Talent gonna beat out the hype and the emotions throughout the game
every time. In the end,
but we got to keep Zion healthy. Yeah. Zion have not played the whole season since he's been in the NBA. We got to get him healthy now. If not, he's gonna be on Ebony Sports.
You know where he was at. You ain't gonna get healthy if you with them.
He hanging with Bernard.
You know where he at now.
We got to find a way to keep him healthy.
You can't get healthy hanging with Bernard. Bernard missed the show last night. Him and Zion had to go out.
I went to sleep, man. Hey, that boy good talent, man. He just need to go out there and get with Pat Riley, and I think he'll be okay. Serious note. Because New Orleans, his relationship is done. You would never see him play in a New Orleans uniform ever again. They done.
Well, New Orleans got rid of what's the lady coach that used to play for New York? And she was a coach in New Orleans. They got rid of her, and they said her and Zion had a real close relationship. What's her last name? Weatherspoon? She played for the New York Liberty. She played
Weatherspoon. Yeah, Weatherspoon.
And she was a coach.
Yeah.
And they say Zion would, confide in her. So they got rid of her. So does that mean now that Zion is on the way out?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
the only problem I got with that, Moon, is he going to Miami. Ooh. They got more strip clubs than New Orleans.
Hey.
Yeah. Well, you can also pack him up, send him to LA, and let him play with the King.
No, you and this King boy.
He's gonna be in more trouble. He loves the strip club.
You have Magic Johnson, the two Magic Johnson, and be his big brother.
But the difference is, Jamar, I know you done been with with Bernard once or twice. You know that there's quality in New Orleans. There's something in New Orleans, but it's quality of how you go. Atlanta, then you go to Miami, LA. So,
is Jamal froze?
We might have to send him to Utah.
Hey, he go to Utah. He go. You know you can have 3 wives, so he don't need to go there.
Get him a woman, eh?
No Mormons get hold, John.
No Mormon boy. They something.
Jamal frozen?
Yeah, he froze.
Yeah, because I'm like, I don't have no control over the doggone show. I'm just like, oh my God.
Jamal, run your show, Jamal.
I can't. I had said, they just ignore what I say, but that was just like, it don't even matter.
I thought he was froze.
That's a YouTube clip.
Oh man.
I guess we were going to talk about the Western Conference and the firepower, but we ain't going to. I guess we just going to the NFL. Who can dethrone the Kansas City Chiefs? Who can dethrone the Chiefs? So now we go, Coach Julius Hall. Oh no, you too prejudicial with regards to that. We saw Coach Bernard Brown. Who can dethrone the Chiefs? We talk about in the AFC, just in the AFC. Who can dethrone the Chiefs in the AFC?
The Baltimore Ravens. I think Baltimore got something going on. I think they finally got that wide receiver. I think Jackson got his contract. They gonna get it. Only reason why Kansas City won it this time because if, like I told you, if that boy didn't throw the interception, Kansas City would have been done. So the Baltimore Ravens guarantee will overthrow the Kansas City Chiefs. Guarantee, y'all.
I started to go to Coach Charles Morris, but he's going to transition too. So that was we got to jump on Coach E. What's your thought? Who can dethrone the KC Chiefs? Who can dethrone them?
The AFC South winner, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good call.
And Kansas City is coming here. I think the third or fourth game.
The 17th.
Let's get tickets.
The
Let's
17th.
get tickets, y'all.
The 17th. September the 17th.
Let's pencil that in as the game we attend.
We gonna get some.
Right, people saying they want to go. They want to go. In the lab, they say they want to go. They want to go. People say they want to go. They clapping.
Yeah, let's
Charles, can you get us tickets or we got to go buy them?
I don't know. My time to talk to Big Boy. His mama got a lot going on over there, so she ruled them pockets a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think I can talk to them and do something though.
So Coach Shigari, who do you think can dethrone the KC Chiefs in the AFC?
My turn.
Yes, sir.
I think the Chiefs. I think they're special on both sides of the ball.
You a smart guy.
Coach Bernard, they didn't just throw the interception to Kansas City. I mean, he didn't do the Donahue. Remember Donahue in Pittsburgh just in the Super Bowl just threw straight to the other team? That was by design. The defense.
He did it twice.
But I think the biggest threat is still Cincinnati to the Chiefs. I think Cincinnati is still the biggest threat. You know, and that's my opinion. All
right. So now, sadly, we come down. This is Ebony Sports Reporters, and you're supposed to be able to be objective about some things and be able to step in there. So, Coach Julius Hall, who can dethrone the Chiefs?
Absolutely no damn body. Are y'all serious? Are y'all? That's even a question on this show? Really? Think about it. Nobody can dethrone these people. These people are built for championships. What you do when you build championship teams, they have drafted the right players to keep that going. Y'all got to be kidding. Ain't nobody. I mean, you now take for granted anybody coming out of the AFC gonna win the Super Bowl. They're stacked in the AFC. Ain't nobody in the NFC can beat them. None of those teams y'all mentioned. Cincinnati, Baltimore, Buffalo, or Kansas City. Nobody's gonna beat these teams. Nobody.
Unless it's San Francisco.
Yeah.
San Francisco, they're okay, but they don't have that that's gonna beat these teams. I'm telling you now. Watch.
Yeah. So, Coach Charles Morris, we know it's going to be difficult for you to answer this question, Coach Charles Morris. Who can dethrone the Kansas City Chiefs, Coach Charles Morris? We need you to be objective with regards to this.
I'm going to be objective. I see the Cincinnati Bengals. They're a good team, just like Shigari said. But contrary to they drafted my son to beef up that line to protect Mahomes, I don't think anybody can beat him. You know, and I really mean that because it's not because it's my son. Yeah, it is because of my son. He's 6'5", 300 and something pounds, right. And he's dedicated to blocking and protecting the quarterback. So I don't think nobody can really beat Kansas City. Kansas City can beat themselves.
All right. So we now move on to the NFC. Who are the top teams in the NFC? Because I was gonna break it down by each division. But but we go to who are the top teams in the NFC, Coach Charles Morris?
My picks, y'all already know this. It's going to be the Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys. Shagari, that's why he hold his head. He knew I was going to say the Cowboys. Yes, sir. We got this kid from Indianapolis, man, to help my boy back in the secondary, man. We're going to be awesome, man. I'm telling you. We're going to be awesome. We're going to the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah.
And I, like Bernard Brown say, I guarantee. Yeah, I had a lot of clapping back there. This must be a Cowboy fan back there somewhere.
Yeah.
All right. And my second team is this is a Georgia Bulldog team. I look at the Eagles. The Eagles is the best team too coming out there because of all them Georgia Bulldog guys. And I salute you, Cigar. I'm going to say the 49ers and Detroit Lions. Them are my top 4 teams.
Oh, Lord. Jesus. Okay, Coach Bernard Brown.
You said the right one the first time.
Who are the top teams in the NFC? In the NFC, who are the top teams in the NFC, in your opinion?
Philadelphia. The top 4 teams right there.
All right. All right. Got you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Coach Julius Hall. Who are the top teams in the NFC?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I didn't even know a team in the NFC except that they had these teams. So I'm gonna go with
I thought
Philly.
you was down with New Orleans. So what's going on to fans in New Orleans?
I like their hat. I got their hat that's sitting right behind you right there. I like Philly, San Francisco, and then Dallas. Philly, San Francisco, and then Dallas. Philly has a team of superstars. Philly reminds you of Golden State Warriors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're loaded.
They
They can score just like San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
They just got to get Jalen Hurts to play the type of caliber football that Mahomes plays. And they're going to be contenders. Ain't nobody going to be able to beat them. They might go 16, 17 and 0.
Yeah.
You
They're
know,
good.
I'm telling you, they dominate
They're
the
good.
league. They're just that good. They're just that talented. So
Yeah.
we got to watch. Cisco's pretty good. They don't know what quarterback they're going to have. They brought this boy in, and the new Tom Brady. Bledsoe got hurt. Me and Coach Eric, we were watching when Bledsoe got hurt, and Tom Brady came in, and it's been history ever since. So I don't think Purdy is built like that. So we got to watch them. And Dallas, we don't know. They can only go as far as their offense take them because their defense ain't worth a nickel.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Coach Shigari, who do you see being the top teams in the NFC?
I don't think the best regular season team in the NFC is the Dallas Cowboys. Have been for years. Michael Irvin, Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, ain't none of them coming back. So the Cowboys ain't never winning another Super Bowl. They may not even win another playoff game. So with them saying that, I agree with Coach Brown and Coach Hall. Philadelphia is the top dog.
Yeah.
Now, if San Fran quarterback, if Purdy come back and play, because it's film on him now, but if he come back and if he 90% of what he was, then that's going to be a good NFC championship game, which actually will be the Super Bowl. Niners and Eagles. I don't see the Eagles going undefeated just because of the NFC East, Cowboys, Giants. You know what I'm saying? One of those teams will beat them. They will lose a division game. Now, I don't expect them to lose more than 2 games, but I think it will be Philadelphia Eagles and San Francisco 49ers in the NFC Championship game and see who go play for all the rocks. And that's my opinion.
So, Coach E, what's your thoughts on what are the top teams in the NFC?
I'm going to give you my top 3 picks. Philadelphia, it would have been Green Bay, but I got a quarterback that I'm not sold on. Number 2 is the Green Bay Packers. I would put San Fran there had they not lost their defensive coordinator, D'Amico Ryans, took the head coaching job to the Houston Texans. I'm going to go with the Dallas Cowboys at 3.
Good choice, Coach.
3 what?
And the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay.
Number 3 would have been San Fran had they not lost their defensive coordinator.
Well, Coach
That
Eric,
team responded to D'Amico Ryan.
D'Amico Ryan took over for who in San Francisco as the defensive coordinator. Before he got the defensive coordinator job, I believe the head coach of the Jets was our defensive coordinator. That defense is stacked. All they're going to do is plug and play.
Plug and
play. They ain't going to change much of the scheme. Scheme ain't going to be changed that much. Plug and play. The gold rush is here to stay, baby.
Okay. All right. So now,
unless they go get Deion Sanders, they go stay.
Hey, Bernard, you need to get Shigari on your comedy show, America After Dark, man.
Hey, unless they go get Deion Sanders.
So we go to another gold rush, and that this one is tied to a Penny Hardaway, coach at the University of Memphis, the Tigers. He's been suspended for 3 games. I know we had some other people, but we're going to at least go to Penny and say suspended for 3 games because of the in-home visit, as opposed to visiting at the school. That this junior, he visited at the home and had an assistant coach visit at the home. Now, some other people throwing some stuff up in there. They saying, okay, you suspended him for 3 games, but they said, look at all the NIL stuff now going on. They were like saying, all this is not happening. All this is not all over the place right now. And then you suspend Penny for that, trying to say, oh, we putting our foot down. So, Coach E, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, he was just one that just got caught. They all do that. If you got to and able to perform at a high level on the collegiate level, you got to get them 4 and 5 star recruits in there, and you got to go a little extra mile sometime to get them. It may not be within the scope of the rules, but they're all doing it. And Penny was one that just got caught.
Okay, all right. Charles, what's your thoughts with regards to the Penny? You know, because people saying, hey, we doing NIL stuff, and you know, you got people having contact and all this. So all of a sudden now, because again, the home visits violations, which that's a part of what they're gonna say. So what's your thoughts on it?
I agree with Coach E, man. He just got caught. Just like I said, they've been doing this. They've been going to get these 5-star players, taking them out to eat, doing all this here, get them a little money in their pocket, even getting their parents' cars, you know what I'm saying, like LeBron. How do you think his mama got that Hummer?
So Coach Charles Morris, what did you get?
I got a Hyundai Sonata.
So, Coach Bernard Brown, what's your thoughts with regards to Penny? You know, because here go Coach Charles Morris, he got a Hyundai. So, what's your thoughts with regards to Penny? He got 3 games suspension.
But you know what? On a serious note, the NCAA like Penny, because trust me, Penny should have been gone a long time ago. All those things that he did, and the guy who played with Golden State and they traded him. Penny breaking the rule. The only reason why Penny do it because he's Penny Hardaway. To be honest, I'm just keeping it real. You know, so 3 games and trust me, Penny sitting right now. 3 games, he'll take it. He'll take it. He is Memphis. If he had all the players that he went out to get, if all of them would have went there, they'll be national champ right now. So take that 3 games and keep it moving.
All right. And Coach Shigari, what's your thoughts? Penny Hardaway, 3 game suspension. People saying NIL stuff, all that going on.
I think the word Memphis. He coached at Memphis, played at Memphis. Mm-hmm. Penny Hardaway they make an example of Penny Hardaway. He made a home visit. I don't know if he was. We don't know if he ever was warned for that. I don't know when they ever. I didn't know that a coach, if you was recruiting, I didn't know you couldn't personally go and sit down with the player and his mama and tell them your plans for the player and what would they expect of you if he come to your university and represent your university. I just think Penny Hardaway, they gonna make it hard for Penny Hardaway. When he had Wiseman, who was his high school player, and he recruit Wiseman, they punished him for that, which made Wiseman even go to the NBA early because he didn't even play his freshman year, a few games. So I think Penny Hardaway didn't get a 3-game suspension because his name Penny Hardaway. Penny Hardaway got a 3-game suspension because we're gonna make an example of Penny Hardaway, and that's my opinion.
All right. All right. So, Coach Julius Hall, what they say that the player was a junior high school player. He was a junior in high school, and that the visit's supposed to be at the school, not at the residence, not at the home. So, what's your thoughts with regard to this suspension? Again, people say come all around now, and that they're focusing on something like that. Like, should that be a concern?
I don't think that it needs to be. They talk to these kids now when they're in 8th grade. So, whoever gets to them first. Hey, everybody already know in Alabama, if you're a star athlete, then you're not even going to talk to anybody. You're going to see Nick Saban. If Nick don't like it, then you're going to Auburn. Then you're going to go outside the state. But I think that Penny, he just got caught, and I don't think that it should be no big deal. 3 games I thought was a little excessive for me. You should have got an infract, just a write-up and a warning to not do that again. But it's competitive out there with all these coaches, competitive, and you got to get the best players so that you can have the best programs that are competitive so that you can get paid. It's about you getting paid also. So the players with the NIL and everything, the coaches got to get paid too. I think they're making too much of it.
All right. And we're doing this last subject, and this is something that where it said that athletes have the power to help stop nationwide acts of anti-blackness. That athletes have the power to stop nationwide anti-blackness, because some people say, shut up and play the game. That's what they tell them. Just play the sport. Shut up and play the sport. But now other people are saying, no, athletes have the power to stop this anti-blackness. So, Coach Julius Hall, what's your thoughts on that? Because, again, this is the last subject. We're not going to hold everybody up because we know people got lives. They got to do things.
Well, I think that athletes do have the power. And what not only athletes, everybody that has a platform. I think that your platform is very, very important. Just like with the new show we have with From the Hood to the Pulpit. The pulpit is not just a church pulpit. It is a pulpit from which you voice your opinion. And if you speak where you changing lives, where you are informative enough to make somebody change their mind, then that is your pulpit. This doesn't have to be a church pulpit. Athletes and entertainers and business people all need to come together. We're the only race on this planet that aren't together. We're not unified. So we do have the ability to change all of this if we just came together. If we came together, we can change a lot of stuff. The 6 of us on here right now can start something where we can change lives, where we can change conditions in different neighborhoods across our respective neighborhoods or communities. But we have to first step out and do it and understand that we are brothers, that things have changed. We didn't trust each other before. But these athletes, they have all this money. They have all this power and influence. These entertainers have the same thing. So we can really make a difference if we were unified. And that's the stuff with all the shows and stuff that we do on this platform. That is what it's all about. Everything that I do in my life is about that change. With the magazines, with these shows, everything that we're doing is about changing lives and making it better for all of us, because it is my duty. I have a hard to keep, and this is what I'm trying to do.
All right, Coach Bernard Brown, what's your thoughts with regards to that athletes have the power to stop anti-blackness?
Well, my Wolverine friend and partner, that was a great speech. I appreciate that, and you're absolutely right.
Thank you, sir.
Politics and blacks have always been there. You can go from Jim Brown to Kareem, Muhammad Ali, all of them right there. I think right now this generation have more power. And led, I keep saying about LeBron, led by LeBron and these young fellas, man. They like this here, and I'm like this here, man. Hey, I got a mouthpiece, and I'm gonna stand up for my people to the day I die. And who don't like it, I really don't care. But we got a lot of people that look like us or say one thing in a circle and they say another thing in public. We got to stand up and fight for what we believe in. And like you say, athlete, we need to stand by the athlete and do what we need to do at the end of the day. And our people just need to stop, we need to come together. We need to stop selling each other out. That's just my opinion. But I think the athlete these days now have more power and they reaching out more and they speaking more than back then when you only had 5 athletes and I called them, but trust me, they speaking out. They are. When that George Floyd incident happened, what they did from the WNBA, from the NBA, from all those boys, hey, they wasn't playing. They stopped. Everything stopped. So we need to get behind the athlete, not the athlete get behind us.
Okay, well, some people are probably going to say it depends on what sport, because you didn't see the same thing per se with regard to football. You didn't see the same thing with regard to baseball, because again, some of them shied away when you had Eric and also Colin doing what they were doing. And so that's why now you threw out a point and just put it out there. I hit some people with this right here. You love Muhammad Ali, say he's one of the greatest of all time. You love Jim Brown, say he's one of the greatest of all time. You love Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, say greatest of all time. But today, y'all tell him to shut up and be quiet with regards to that. And that's something that does come into play. So Coach Charles Morris, what's your thoughts with regards to that?
And I agree with you, Jamal, and I agree with Julius and Bernard. You know what I'm saying? They are the face and they got the power to, to put this resource out here, just like this podcast here. You know what I'm saying? This podcast and my podcast, because Shagari, when I first started, he convinced me to keep going on, with resourceful information. That's why I love this podcast. And what are y'all doing? Because people need to know what's going on. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They don't know because they don't want to know. But now the internet is, everybody got the phones, the internet. Now it's easy for them to find out this resourceful information. That's why I like y'all got this ATL, all this going on. Shagari, I appreciate you to keep telling me to do it. Because a guy texted me today and said that he appreciate me broadcasting everything that's going on with Fieldwood Home, like Grant Center, these guys that, paved the way for us. And these athletes, they got to get their money because they got to take care of their family and everything, but they got to use their ability to put this information out. That's why I like this show so much, because y'all don't charge nobody for this information. This is free. Resourceful information. We sit here and kick it and everything, but on the serious note, this is resourceful information that everybody needs to get and that everybody needs to hear. So that's why I commend you guys, man, what y'all doing here, and I'm glad to be a part of it, you know what I mean? Even though you found Jamal in the corner, but we really appreciate you too, Jamal. We really appreciate you also, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, and that is my opinion.
You found me in the corner after you and I were in classes at Herschel B. Jenkins High School. Me and Charles Morris in the same class at HBJ. We were eating lunch and eating bologna and cheese sandwiches right there. But okay, and drinking Kool-Aid. But all right, we had to make some Kool-Aid. All right, Coach E, what's your thoughts? And so now I'm gonna throw it up there. And Shagari used to meet us there on summer school at Jenkins. So I'm just throwing it out there.
No summer school.
Jenkins. Go ahead, Coach E. You got the floor. Go ahead.
All right. The athletes are, but just like Coach Brown say, we need to get behind these athletes. With the George Floyd situation, all I saw on the NBA court warming up, I can't breathe shirts. We got to get behind these athletes. They are doing their part. They are doing their part. We need to join in behind these athletes with it. But the athletes are certainly their role models in that regards. Definitely.
All right. Yep. And see now, when I say we went to summer school, so that way we could graduate early. That's what happened, Chigar. So I don't know why you trying to act like that. Me and you and Charles are right there. Now I ain't saying nothing about you cheating. I ain't saying nothing about you cheating in the class. You know, for Charles' people, I was just like, okay. I said, if you want to cheat off my paper, you got to give me $1. So I want to get this. But okay. So, Coach, what's your thoughts on this right here?
Listen. LeBron James, you got to take your hat off to him.
Yeah.
From his humble beginning to where he is at now. You have some professional athletes. And I agree, yeah, you do have to take care of your money, but the Alabama boycott, Coach Jamal, how long did they not ride that city bus to get something to change?
Yes,
we can dance, we can shout, and we can protest all we like. It ain't gonna change nothing. We have to have ownership in something. We have to have ownership, economics. Economics is what's going to change. Yeah, I believe if the professional athletes get together and pool their funds back into the community, that we can make a stance. Because the only thing the other side understand is money. They don't understand nothing else. That's right. You can do all you want, but until you start punching them in their bottom line, it's when they'll start listening to you. So all those T-shirts on the NBA court, hogwash. If they want to make a stance, they shouldn't have played no more the whole season. And the players that had the players that were making the money should have been helping the rookies who came in to maintain themselves till they came up with a plan to go back on the court and they get what they want. You have to take their money that they're paying you for your talent and use it against them.
Yeah, yeah.
Amen.
But until we decide what's more important, and I understand I have to take care of my family. But if I'm in a position to help somebody who's trying to make a stance, then now I'm going to help them and we both pull each other back up together. So my hat's off to LeBron James.
Yeah.
Now, it may be some more athletes that's doing the Bill Russell, Muhammad Ali thing. It may be. But LeBron James don't care what they say or what they try to say.
Yeah.
And I think that's why he's the most hated NBA player, is because he opened a school for the kids in Akron, Ohio. Yeah. Upon graduation, he paying for them to go to a 4-year college.
Yeah.
So I believe that's why he's the most hated NBA player. That's why they holler about he overrated. To me, he's the GOAT.
Yeah.
If Michael Jordan, maybe Michael Jordan did do some things under the radar. But LeBron is not high.
But Michael Jordan ain't paying nothing.
Okay. Yeah. And he's not worrying about the bottom line. He knows that he is going to make money regardless. He's not worrying about the money. And some of the other pro athletes are worrying about the money, worrying about their status. They're not concerned about what's going on behind.
Yeah. But you got to realize too, you got different commissioner. The commissioner of the NBA allow their players to do what they do. You got got the NFL who basically is he treat them like they're slaves in the major league. But you got to realize too, when that George Floyd incident happened, black community, I ain't talking about athlete,
right?
They walked a week and start after it was over and all that. We'll start something but don't finish it.
I agree.
That's our problem. We'll start something but don't finish, and we allow people to mistreat us. Until we stand up and stop allowing people to mistreat us, it's gonna always be the same. I don't need no athlete to tell me that I'm about to slap somebody. I don't need nobody to talk to me. Jamar, Jewish, Morris. Y'all don't need nobody to talk for y'all. We can talk for ourselves. At the end of the day, yes, our lives matter. Then okay. Then at the end of the day, treat you like your lives matter and start killing each other.
And you make a good point. I want to make this last point before we go. Michael Jordan brought the majority shares in the Charlotte Hornets for $250 million. That's what he brought his majority share. He's the majority owner. He just signed paperwork to sell his majority ownership to the guy that's behind him that has a minority ownership for $2.5 billion. $2.5 billion. Michael Jordan is the biggest bust in the NBA as far as philanthropist, being a philanthropist. I don't think he gives enough. I don't think he gives a damn. That's
your opinion.
When LeBron do what he does, and Michael making the money that he does, Michael is all about Michael. You have to be able to say you giving back. LeBron gives back, and you don't have to question this kid at all. But with Michael, you got to wonder what the hell he's doing, because it's all about money with Michael, and he don't want to give nothing but Becky's, who he devotes. You know, that's my opinion.
And LeBron's a part of that team.
And essentially what this was about, people are saying that athletes, and not saying following athletes have a forum. And just like I said, they have a forum that they can utilize to now talk about this, but many of them refuse. And actually what happened, the Black community remained steadfast with regards to George Floyd. They remained steadfast because our protests were around the entire country. But they're saying athletes right now shy away from that. Some of them, you have a few that will go and do it, but saying more of them. And what the conversation that some of us had on yesterday was that athletes, as opposed to buying a $5 million mansion, that some athletes could pull their money together to actually buy up communities, buy up properties. But then what comes into play is that how they're being guided by other people. So that's why people are saying right now, that's why they're putting out, they're saying, we're saying to athletes, saying, listen, you all do have a responsibility, because there has been the history of what has gone on in athletics in the United States. But when you have short-term memory, they make you think that when somebody says something right now, like you supposed to shut up and play. Tell folks, no, it's not. You look at a Bill Russell, look at a Muhammad Ali, and you give them all these accolades, but that's what they were doing. You look at even a Jackie Robinson, that again, they were all doing this, but then when you have short-term memory, they can mislead you. And so this is Ebony Sports Reporters, and you got people on here, Coach Bernard Brown, Coach Charles Morris, Coach Eric Studd, you got Coach Shagari Williams, Coach Julius Hall, all here. And that way, again, using the form that they have been given right now, the blessing they've been given, to now put it out there. And so again, Ebony Sports Reporters, we say share, come back and check us out next week also. And one other thing to let y'all know, something has happened here in Savannah, Chatham County, Georgia. There are 5 athletes in Savannah, Chatham County, Georgia that have been given offers by University of Georgia, 5 of them, and they are underclassmen. The 5 of them coming from 27-17. The first time ever that you're not having, that y'all know, and they are basically African Americans. So, and they are juniors in high school. Some of them are sophomores in high school, have gone up there. Kirby Smart has given them offers. And one of them they also got offers from Alabama. One just got one from Nick Saban right there. So that's what's happening. And these are athletes that y'all know who now understand when they get to those levels, they must give back to the community, and they will not be silent about it at all. So this article right here that people are talking about, guess what? In Savannah, Georgia right now, there's a nucleus of stuff happening right now. So this is Ebony Sports Reporters. And we throw it out there. We say to everybody, share. The Dallas Cowboys ain't going nowhere.
Well,
you can sign us out because they look mad right now, Cowboy fans.
Hush your foot.
All right.
All right.
Like that. Like that. Like that. Like that. Like that. Like that.
back to that.